How much of a change is that as a player? Like when you can feel the entire dugout get that kind of, no, we are expecting to win this, as opposed to seasons in the past year where it's you're hoping to win.
It's awesome. It's good to know like just how much belief we have in us, in our pitching and people in the dugout and our defense and our offense. Like everybody is doing their role and doing their job, and the coaches are doing a great job this year. So it's just like a really great feeling just going into a game knowing like we have so much confidence in us.
When did that switch for the dugout? Was that day one that immediately it happened, or was it through the course of the road trip?
I think it was day one. I think we went into the game knowing like we are going to win this. We are really good and we have a lot of confidence in us. And as long as we just focus on us, like everything's going to play out the way it is supposed to.
Well, after all the focusing on us, what do you expect to see this weekend?
I expect us to come out and kick butt. I think that right where we are right now is a great place, and we're not complacent. We want to win more games. We want to keep putting our name out there in the country. So we're just excited to finally play at home and play for our fans and put on a show.
You mentioned you guys go into the Mary Nutter, confident in everything, but how huge was it to start off the way you did against Arizona State?
It was incredible. Aaron pitched an incredible game. Offense was on, defense was on, and I remember after the game we were just like, that was quick. Like it was just like, wow, like we just took care of business, and there was no stress, no like concern. It was just we were there to win the game, and we didn't really care who they were. We were just there to win.
Just in terms of Erin, where have you kind of seen her kind of get the light bulb kind of flick? Because I know last year she was really good, but this year it seems like you kind of turned it up another level.
It's amazing. From day one of season, I think Erin's just been on, and she's such a competitor, and she's really just like, I'm out there to do my job, and because she wants to win, and it's awesome being on defense behind her. Yeah.
You mentioned the defense there. Is that something that you guys clearly have improved on? How much does that help even a pitcher in the circle, knowing that you guys are going to take care of business if they actually do hit it?
Yeah.
Hit it in play?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm in the outfield. I don't really get a lot of balls, but it's nice to know, like, to have so much confidence in like the entire defense, knowing that each person wants to make the play for us, but also for the pitcher, because they're doing such a great job. So any ball that comes to us, we're like, we're going to catch it or get the out so that we can go hit, so that the pitcher doesn't have to pitch more than she has to. So.
I mean, the majority of the lineup's back. I know you guys got a couple of new bats in there, but how much have you guys improved at the plate? I mean, that's saying a lot because you guys were pretty good at the plate last year. What improvements have you made, and what's been the difference?
I think that a lot of the returners from last year, a lot of us were freshmen, so there's just a lot more confidence. I know, like in the sophomore class, just we've been here, so we're not as nervous. And then I think our freshmen are really stepping in, and then the newcomers like Trinity, like it's from 1 through 9, like everybody's producing and everybody is bunting and doing what they need to do to help us score runs.
Well, Erin, I guess first off, what has been different for you from year 1 to year 2?
I think definitely the team chemistry is different. I think Coach O does a lot for us. I think it's made a big difference in how we're playing and how the pitchers are performing, and I think everybody has a high energy when we get on the field, and I think that overall has changed the chemistry and just how our performance is this year.
For you in the circle, though, I mean, are you more comfortable? I mean, have you taken on a leadership role since you're in the circle a lot more?
I think so. I think that overall I've been more comfortable just because I've gotten a little bit of the jitters out since last year and the first couple of weeks. I think now we're involved and we're really ready for our first home games, and I think that my confidence is a lot better, and I think the team confidence is overall much better.
Erin, last year, I guess, with all the freshmen and all the sophomores last year, do you kind of feel like y'all needed last year to kind of learn what you needed to get better at this year, and how important was last year just in terms of just the learning lessons that you had?
I think overall, like, none of us have ever played with each other. I mean, freshman-wise and sophomore-wise, and it was a really new team, and I think everybody has gotten the first year under their belt, and going into this year, we know what to expect, know how important RPI is, and how every game, even doesn't matter the ranking for anybody else, that every game is important going up into postseason and hopefully making it.
So I guess for you, how important has your confidence been, and when did you feel like you really kind of stepped in the circle and you know that what you throw is going to either get a ground ball out or just a strikeout?
I think Coach Ho has really helped with my confidence. I think that me and her get along super well, and we work the same way as pitchers. She said that she worked the same way as I do, and I think us being able to work together has really helped my confidence in knowing that whatever she's calling, I trust in, and whatever I pitch, that she trusts in me, sort of thing.
Well, Coach, I guess we'll start with the overall thoughts. I mean, maybe if anything, the loss to Washington motivates you guys a little bit more, but I mean, you can't come away from that weekend being disappointed.
No, I mean, they were the World Series runner-ups, you know. So, and I thought, you know, on paper we were better than them. We talked to our kids about that. We said in every category on paper we're better than Washington, and that was like so fun to say, you know. But it was true, and you know, I think we just went there and we made a statement. But we played our game. We didn't play outside of ourselves. We didn't do anything that we hadn't been doing. We just played the game the way we've been playing the game, and our kids are playing really confident and feeling really good about what they're doing, and so. Yeah, that's what we just keep trying to get them to do, is just keep believing in what we're doing and be the more aggressive team.
You go into that tournament or Invitational, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had to like the way they started things off against. I mean, it was just like going 100 miles an hour right out of the chute against Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, what we said is like no matter who we play, we're gonna out-aggress them. Like we're gonna be more aggressive, and we ran the bases really well. We're really hard outs in the box, and I think that Aaron has just been, I mean, as gritty as any pitcher that I've had in my programs for sure. So, you know, I think that it's going to be hard to be more aggressive than us, and that's what we just keep challenging our kids, that we'll be the most aggressive team there.
I mean, Aaron was great last year, clearly, but it's just a year of experience and knowing what she can do.
Yeah, I think a little bit that. I think a little bit of it is just knowing what to expect. I think kids in general like to know what to expect. So, but there's also a lot of information out on her, you know. But Coach Oliveras has done a really great job with her and with all the pitchers in our circle, and really calls a really great game. So competitive and ornery, and so that's how she pitch calls. And so you know, our kids kind of take that demeanor on as well. So you know, it's been really good to have that in our circle. I think that it helps our offense so much to breathe a little bit, and you know, we've increased how much we score per game by 2 runs, which is huge. So I think that's a little bit of recruiting, and I think it's a little bit of pressure that we're not putting on ourselves.
What are you hoping to see this weekend?
I hope that we see a great crowd. That's what I really hope, no matter what. I want to make sure that we have a great ambiance here. And I want us to continue to be the aggressor no matter who's in the other dugout. That's what we focus on the most, is like, we don't care who's in the other dugout. We care who's in our dugout and how we play the game, and how what our bar is and how we're going to meet that every single game. So that's what we keep pitching to our kids. It doesn't matter if we're playing a ranked opponent or we're playing not a ranked opponent, that we have this standard on how we play the game, and that's how we're going to play the game. So that's our challenge to our kids, is play the game how we've been playing the game.
When did the attitude change for the team, going from wanting to win, trying to win, working to win, to expecting to win?
I think after winning. You know, like we beat Auburn at Auburn in a pretty tough environment, and you know, we're stoked, we're celebrating, you know, we're so hyped, and I'm like, get on the bus and be hyped on the bus, you know. And then we come through and we beat ASU, and we're still pretty excited, and we beat Oregon, and they're like, we're good. You know, like we expected that. And so then we go into Washington and we expect to win. And so, you know, it's just been good to watch our kids like hold their head high and know how talented they are, and know how talented their teammates are, and play with that amount of belief.
What do you expect to see from your competition this weekend?
I think UNT has a pretty good pitcher that's kept some people off balance, has had some pretty good wins against A&M and UL. And so I think we'll see there's a coaching change there at North Texas. So I think we'll see an aggressive team and an equal, you know, a good opponent. And I think UTA gave us some trouble last year. So we're not taking anyone lightly. You know, we're coming in here to protect our house and play the game how we know how to play it, and be the more aggressive ball club.
Coach, when you created this schedule, obviously at the beginning with all these road games and kind of big competition, what were you hoping to learn from your team, and what have you learned?
How gritty are we going to be? You know, how are we going to challenge up? Are we going to be able to finish? And they've exceeded my expectations. You know, I knew we could play with them in talent, but to be able to finish against quality opponents and then to just really handle some of them, I think has been super cool to see and watch our kids. Like, you can just watch them hold their shoulders back, which is, as you're coaching, you want your kids, you want your team to do that. And but to be able to physically watch it happen in front of your eyes is, it's the best experience you could have as a coach.